What's up, everybody? This is our college basketball big game breakdown for Super Tuesday. This is for January 27th. My name is Logan. With me in the studio, Nick Von Brick.
Yo.
We are going to recap Saturday's best bets and then give you everything that we're looking for a pretty stacked Tuesday card of games. We are approaching just college basketball. The Super Bowl stage is set, so we're going to break all that down coming up this weekend. We'll be back in studio for our Super Bowl episode, so be on the lookout for that. Saturday, was a tough start, good finish. Pretty frustrating. If we would have did both of our original bets to start the day, if we would have did first half, we would have hit them both. We were both on Virginia. In large part, Virginia was dominating that game. An unfortunate couple threes to end the half for North Carolina turns it was a 15-point game into a 9-point game going into half, right?
Yep.
And then, I don't know. Virginia looked like they took their foot off the gas, and North Carolina made a push, and I would say it pretty much dominated that second half. And then I had Minnesota plus 5.5, up 6 at halftime. I was feeling good. And then I don't know what happened. The wheels just fell off, and Nebraska just steamrolled them in the second half. So, but you had Arizona State plus 2.5 on the home court, easy wire-to-wire winner. I would say largely dominated Cincinnati. Yeah. So I pretty much hit the nail on the head. A good defense, but a horrible and abysmal offense for Cincinnati. Couldn't score the ball. And then we had the over in Purdue and Illinois, and that was fun from the get-go. Keaton Wagler dropped in the 40s, I think, and on top of that, it was an insane day of college basketball, meaning BYU's A.J. Dybantsa dropped like 40 himself. You had – I'm blanking on who else it was, but there was like –
Houston's player.
Kingston Flemings.
Yeah, he dropped over 40.
Yeah, it was like an insane day where we saw – there was more than that, too. I think it was like 5 freshmen dropped like 35 plus. So you saw some really good high-level basketball played from some freshmen. So, but yeah, Super Tuesday, a pretty loaded board. We're going to try to get to the window. You have 1 play, correct? I have 3 again. What time is yours?
8.
8. Okay, so we'll start with mine. I got a couple earlier ones. 6 p.m. Top 5 matchup. Nebraska going to Ann Arbor to take on Michigan. I said, and we tried it on Saturday, that I've been looking for a spot to fade this Nebraska team. 20-0, the 5th-ranked team in the country. Are they worthy of that number? I guess maybe. I don't think they're a top 5 team. I think we see a slip up here soon, and they're not expected to win this game. Let me be clear. Michigan's laying 9.5 points, and this Michigan team has clearly been overvalued in the market. They dominated, I think it was USC. Beat them by 40. Since then, they're 0-5 against the spread. Not by a crazy amount. They'll be laying 15. They'll win by 13. They've been close to covering these games, but they're 0-5 in their last 5 against the spread. So now you're laying 9.5. It opened up a little bit higher. Some money came in on Nebraska. We're going to lay 9.5 with Michigan here. What Michigan's able to do on the defensive side of the ball is incredible. You got Mara, the UCLA transfer. When they announced that they were getting him, you throw him down low. They just have so much length and size and the block shot percentage, everything. I don't love this Nebraska offense at all. Sanford could get hot and take over a game like we saw in that second half against Minnesota. I think it's going to be extremely difficult to do against this Michigan team. Ranked Mast is arguably Nebraska's best player. I think it's going to be a tough matchup. I really do. I don't see where consistent points come from for this Nebraska team. Michigan's got to put together 2 good halves. You'll see them either dominate the first half or the second half, and we put together a full game here. I think Michigan's going to cover this number pretty easy. Nebraska, undefeated, incredible start to the year. I don't think they're a top 5 team in the country. I do think Michigan is, so we'll lay 9.5 points with the Wolverines. You want to go with yours? I do have one more 6. You want to just keep it in chronological order?
Yeah.
Okay. Keeping it consistent. We know them. Virginia going on the road to take on Notre Dame. I don't know what happened in that second half. In the first half, they were playing extremely well, largely dominated the game for the first half. Like we just touched on, a a couple tough threes from North Carolina made that number closer going into halftime. This opened -6.5. Money's kind of poured in on Virginia here, so we're a little late to the boat, but that's the game we play. This Virginia defense is extremely efficient. It's like we talked about on Saturday. They can score the ball. I love the 1-2 punch combo led by DeRitter. This Notre Dame offense is abysmal. It really is. So Burton got hurt, and then when that happened, they have two guys that, like, legitimately only two options to consistently score the basketball, or that are at least a threat to score, and I use that term threat lightly. It's Shrewsbury's one of them. It's the coach's son. I think he's coming off a pretty good game. Are you going to have back-to-back good games against a really good Virginia defense? I'm not holding my breath expecting it to happen. I think we see a bounce back from Virginia here. Put together a full game. It's college basketball. It's the game we play. You'll see a team look incredible for one half and then forget how to play in the second half. We're going to go back to Virginia here. We're going to lay 9.5. Money has come in on them. It's anything under 10, I'm still in on Virginia. So we will lay 9.5 points with Virginia as the second play for Tuesday. Which way are you going?
I'm going to Kentucky Vanderbilt.
I'm on this one too. What are the odds?
Oh, shit.
I said it last time.
I'm scared to go.
I said it. Oh, yeah, you got to go first. I said it last time. We don't talk about what we're on at all. So, and we happen to be on the same side with Virginia last week or on Saturday. We have not talked about this at all. So I'm interested to see which way you're going.
Yeah, Kentucky's playing good lately. 5-game win streak. Vanderbilt coming off of a bounce-back win after dropping 3 in a row in conference play. 2 of their 3 losses were on the road, and they really struggled to score in those games and those losses on the road. Then they kind of got it going last Saturday against Mississippi State. I don't know. This is a game where, I kind of, I'm wondering if Vanderbilt can build off of that momentum. It's a game where, Kentucky will probably have the rebounding advantage, but what I really like is that Vanderbilt's going to have the experience advantage here. And it shows up at the foul line, and when they protect the basketball extremely well. They're number 1 in both of those categories in SEC play. Kentucky's coming off of a game as a 9-point win against Ole Miss. It's a game that they shot 36% from the floor, and they were really only up 2 with about a minute left, and then, got in a foul game, and Ole Miss just couldn't make any shots there at the end. Now they go on the road. So I kind of wonder if a lingering poor shot performance lingers for their next game on the road against Vanderbilt. We're going to take Vanderbilt -6.5. The only thing that you kind of worry about here is Kentucky last game, 38 attempts from the free throw line. Mm-hmm. And Vanderbilt's a team that they kind of foul a lot. So just something I saw.
I wore the Kentucky hat. Oh. Yeah, I am on Kentucky. So we're on opposite sides this one. With that being said, I think this Vanderbilt team's really good. Full disclosure, I was on Vanderbilt when they played Alabama. And I think that the foul numbers could – it sounds crazy. That one game could skew these foul numbers a little bit when you're looking at statistics. That was the worst officiated game I've ever seen. And if you saw it, you know what I'm referring to. Every single time down the floor, there was a foul called on Alabama and Vanderbilt. They weren't being biased at all. If you touched someone, they got a foul, and you were going to the line. I was on Vanderbilt in that one. Vanderbilt won and covered, and they were on the fortunate side of the fact that LeBaron Philon did not play the second half. He was having, as they called it, full-body cramps. Never heard of it. So the way I'm looking at this one is it's been a pretty disappointing second year for Mark Pope and the Kentucky Wildcats. You've got Calipari going to Arkansas, and they're a ranked team and a scrappy team. Kentucky was really struggling there for a while. And then it looked like they hit a turning point in the second half against LSU. They went into halftime trailing by 16 points, and they were down by more than that in the first half. 16 going into halftime, you come out, you win the game by 1. Since then, they haven't lost, and they've been – it's against SEC competition. A big win on the road against Tennessee. You beat Texas, a Texas team that just beat this Vanderbilt team, and then you take down an Ole Miss team like you just mentioned. The problem for Kentucky is they're pretty abysmal on the offensive side of the ball. They cannot shoot it well. I thought about an under here, but it worries me because Vanderbilt wants to run, and Kentucky will run if needed. So I'm going to take Kentucky plus the 6.5, and the reason being is Vanderbilt's weakness, if any, is in the front court. Kentucky's going to have a significant amount more size than they do. So there may be opportunities on the offensive glass. Kentucky 66 in the nation, offensive rebounds per game. Vanderbilt, just on the flip side of that, is 230th. I think that Tyler Tanner, the point guard, is an incredible player. Super smooth, always seems to be under control, really good assist-to-turnover ratio. Otega Oweh is the X factor here. Obviously, he's Kentucky's leading scorer, but he very well he's probably the best defender on the court, and he's one of the better on-ball defenders from the guard position in the country, in my opinion, just like we mentioned on Saturday with Boswell. So whether he's on Tyler Tanner or Duke Miles, I don't know, but those are two guys averaging over 15 points a game. So if you can make one of them have an off night, they don't have many people behind them to pick up the slack in scoring. You've got a lot of size with Kentucky with Moreno. You've got Diabate, who's not a super lengthy guy, but a good rim protector. Or I say lengthy. He's not a 7-footer, let's put it that way, because between Moreno and then they've got Yelevich, I think is how you would pronounce it, 7-footer coming off the bench. So they have a lot of size to protect the rim. You got Oweh and Aberdeen. You've got capable guards to match up with a guard-heavy and led Vanderbilt team. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Kentucky can't shoot from the outside. It's a really tough place to go in terms of a road arena to go have success with the way the benches are set up and how far away you can be from your coach when you're on a certain side of the court. This is kind of I was on the fence on this one. This was kind of a hold my nose and go with it. I think that we saw Vanderbilt lose the 3 games in a row. It was on the road at Bud Walton for Arkansas, a really tough place to go play. On the road to Texas, very tough place for opposing teams to go in and have success shooting the ball. And then Florida, that was just a bad matchup. Florida's heavily led by their front court. That's the weakness of Vanderbilt, in my opinion. But I think maybe we see – that's why I said I leaned in under. I think maybe we see more of a kind of a dogfight of a game. I think it's in Kentucky's best interest to slow this down. But for the sake of this one, we'll have to go head-to-head here. And it's just what Kentucky team are you going to get? Because they've looked horrific in spots. I think, what was it, Gonzaga embarrassed them. I could be getting – Gonzaga beat them 94-59. They lost to North Carolina in a close one, but they got wins over Indiana. They got wins over St. John's. It looked like they were at a crossroads, and they rallied when they needed to. So we're going to find out here if Vanderbilt is as good as they looked 3 weeks ago, and they looked like a national championship contender there for a second. They're now 4-3 in conference play, so you get to go back home and try to kind of dust yourself off from that 3-game losing streak. So I can see the argument for Vanderbilt. I think that Oweh is the key here on the defensive side. So I'll take Kentucky getting the points, and we'll go head-to-head on that one. So to recap, I am going to lay 9.5 points with Michigan. I'm taking Virginia minus 9.5 and Kentucky plus 6.5.
We just have Vanderbilt minus 6.5.
That is our best bets for Super Tuesday in college basketball. Like I said, we will be back in studio Saturday, it sounds like, to record the Super Bowl episode. And maybe we'll be back in Friday, actually, to give you our Saturday best bets for college basketball. But then we'll be turning right back around to Super Bowl props, sides, probably totals, everything under the sun. We're probably going to have action on it. So that's all I got. You got anything?
Nope.
All right, y'all have a good one.
The house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when When that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house.
I've been practicing this pitch.
A little bit. Did I rush you? Felt like I
That
rushed.
was good. I liked it.